We are starting from the working with the page and section break, right? So let's see here what are the page break and section break. Basically these are the two features that help in formatting the page layout in a Word document, right? So these two actually help us to use the separate the content between the pages, where section break help in splitting the document into sections. So let's see here. First we are going to start. As you can see, here is a document already here. Okay, so let's start with the page break, and here we go with the page break option. So this is the first way. We'll go to the page layout tab, right? In the page layout tab, as you can see, the break option, okay, break feature is here. As you can see, just click here, right? And the page break has 3 features and section break has 4 features. So let's see here. Page break, it says the mark the point at which one page ends and the next page begins. So let's see here how it works. My cursor right now is blinking from here, it is blinking here, right? So let's perform this action, break. As we have chosen the page break option, so it divided into 2 pages. This paragraph is divided, and where the cursor was blinking, that next paragraph gone to the next page. This is the page break option. Now moving to the another feature of that page break is, let's see here, we'll go to the again we'll go to that, and still again the cursor is blinking this here, and let's perform the column break. So indicate that the text following the column break will begin in the next column. So let's see here. Okay, so now it is working here, that the column break. Okay, so this type of break cause the following text to begin at the bottom, at the top of the next column, right? So this is the use of column break. Now let's see another option of the page breaks. Again we go to the page layout break option and text wrapping. So what is text wrapping? Separate text around objects on web pages, such as caption text from body text. So again the cursor is blinking here. Let's see what happens. Text wrapping, as you can see, text wrap means it leave the space there, and it the content gone to the next line in the same page. Okay, so this is the text wrapping. Now let's see here that section breaks and its types. Okay friends, so section break is actually are 4 types, as I already told you, and it actually start a new section on the next page. So let's see here with the features. So again we have to go to the page layout, okay, and go to the break option, click here, and next it is here in the, this is the section break features, and it says the first feature says that insert a section break and it starts the new section on the next page. So let's see here where the cursor is. Let me adjust the page. Okay, I am here with the blinking cursor. Now perform this next page in section break, as you can see. So this way the section break perform with the next page option, right? Now moving on to the next feature of the section break. Again bring the cursor here, and let's see here the break feature again. Now the continuous, insert a section break and start the new section on the same page. Insert a section break and start the new section on the same page. Let's see here, just click here. As you can see, it is started the new section on the same page. So this is the difference between the next page and the continuous page, right? Now moving on to the next option of the section break is even page. Even page means insert a section break and start the new section on the next even numbered page. So what will happen, that first let's see here, let's perform this. Okay, so what happened here, that where the cursor was blinking, the rest the paragraph move on to the next page, that is a even page number. As you can see here, the even page number. Okay, This is the second page number. And now if I choose the last option, what will happen? Odd page. Insert a section break and they start the new section on the next odd numbered page. So with this, the paragraph where was the cursor blinking will move to the page number 3, right? It will not move to the page number 2, it will move to the page number 3. So this is the use of odd and even pages. Now let's see that how to delete. Very easy to delete the page and sections break. Just click on the section break, page break, and press the delete one. So this way you can perform the delete option. So this is all about from this chapter. So friends, we are going to start a new chapter again, apply character formats. Okay, so this lesson is all about the character formatting. Okay, in front of you can see a paragraph, and here at the top you can see a ribbon, MS Word. Okay, and we will start from the font settings. Different font settings are here, like bold, italic, underline, strike, subscript, superscript, different cases available. So let's see one by one. Suppose I have to change make it bold, this one, so it can be bold. Okay, this font is actually a unique font, so changes are not applying. Let me choose a normal font. Okay, suppose it is already bold. As you can see, it is highlighting here. I have selected this font, so it is showing bold. Let's see another one. Suppose this one, now it is bold now. Okay, so it means that you can bold the particular text unless it is not a unique font, right? Let's make it simple, right? And of course we can make it italic like this, underline. We can choose the color for that particular font, right? As you can see, I can show you in zoom like this, right? And different things we can apply here, like we can change it, the text background. Okay, we can apply the color on the text background. Different color options we can apply, right? You can say we can highlight this. We are highlighting actually the background text, right? So like this, and if I make line over the text, so this is strike through, like this you can apply. Okay, and suppose in mathematics you always write formulas. Okay, suppose x square plus 2. Now in a simple typing it won't write as a formula, so you have to make it in a formula, like x square, you have to make it x square. So with the superscript option you have to choose like this, right? So this way you can always go for the option, right? So x square, right? So this way. And if you have to make it like base, so this subscript option help us to make it like x base 2. So this way you can apply the formula settings, right? Use it in a formula. So these are the settings, right? You can highlight the text, you can make it bold, you can strike through. So this is all. And there are in the underline tab you can see a different types of lining. This one, like this one, if I do the underline, double lining is here in dotted lines. Okay, so these are the lines which you can have it as a setting in your document. Okay, let's move on to the next thing, that we can change the font type. Different font types are here. Okay, as you can see, right? Different font settings are available. and yes, you can increase the font size from here. Select the text, increase the font, decrease the font. Here also you can increase the font, decrease the font. So this is all the settings about font sizes, right? Now let's move on to the next feature is change case. Okay, so this is the change case feature option is here. Okay, so I'm showing you here how it works. Suppose this is a sentence, right? And let me select this sentence. Okay, now move on to the change case feature. Let's see what information it has. Change all the selected text to uppercase, lowercase or other common capitalization. So first click on this. There are 5 types of change case options. Okay, so first is sentence case. So what is sentence case means? See the changes, did you notice that? So every sentence what you select, it convert into the sentence case, means there is no capitalization in that sentence case, right? So it works like a normal sentence, normal typing you do. Okay, now move on to the next option is lowercase. For the lowercase, let me select this one. Okay, now this sentence I have selected here, this text. Now let me perform the lowercase. So lowercase, all the letters, all the text which is selected now converted into small letters. Okay, lowercase means all the letters will be converted into small letters. Now move on to the next option, uppercase. Obviously uppercase, every letter what you selected, every text what you selected, it will convert it into the capital. Okay, now move on to the next option, capitalize each word. So let me select this one. Now let's see what happens. As you can see, so capitalized means what it did, that the selected text, like decode, the first letter of the word will be capitalized in capitalized each word. So every word what you have selected in the sentence will, their first letter will be capitalized, right? Now what is toggle case? In toggle case, as you noticed very clearly here, that what the small letters converted into capital and all the capital letters turn into small. This is the use of change case feature. Okay, so this chapter is closed here with this all features. You can always try a different way to having this facility in the document, right friends? Now let's move on to the next chapter, that is insert graphical object and illustration. So in this chapter we will see that how to insert file and images in a document. So let's move on. So here we will learn that how to insert image in a Word document. It's very easy, that you have to go to the insert tab, right? Click on the picture icon, right? And you see the by default I have saved a particular image in this location. In this location here a picture is already here, so wherever your picture is available, you can go to that location and you can select the picture, click on insert button, and the picture is here in your document, right? So this is the way of inserting a image in your document. Now there are other ways that you can insert a picture, that you can control. You can use the copy option. You can copy the particular image from any other location, like on your desktop or wherever in any drive it is there. You just control C and you can just paste it here with the control V option, and the image will be inserted in your file, right? And you can adjust that image according to your settings, right? Now move on to the next is that how can you, yes, you can have an option that you can predefined pictures are there in the, go to the insert option and the clip art option. Select the clip art option and you notice that the window opened of clip art on the right side, right? If I select to the go option, click on the go option, all the images will be available what are there in this clip art gallery, and you can just select any one of the picture and it will be inserted here in the document. Okay, so this way you can insert this picture, you can drag it, you can turn it according to your convenience, right? So this way you can insert the picture from the clip art gallery. Now friends, we will understand the text wrapping feature, that how it works. So for the text wrapping understanding, let's insert one image in a document. Go to the insert tab, picture option, select the image, click on insert. One image is inserted here. As the image is inserted in your document, you can see one format tab enabled here at the ribbon, and here some picture related settings and features are enabled as well. So let's see with this text wrapping feature is also here in the arrange group. Please friends, remember that where you get the feature, please remember that location in the in any kind of application, because it might be useful in your examination. Okay, it is more frequently asked where this option, in which group, which tab, under which tab, so it is important to learn this as well. So now let's see here text wrapping feature. Click on this text wrapping and you see a different kind of text wrapping is available. First is inline with text, so let's do it. So inline with text means that it is joined with the text, right? It is not, this picture is still where your cursor was there and it inserted there where the cursor was activated. Okay, so inline with text, so it is there with the text joining. Now moving on to the square, let's perform this one. As you can see, the changes is very clearly you can see. Let's do it again. If I show you inline and this is a square, right? It makes a space like a square box itself for this picture. Now moving on to the next setting is title. Look at this, the picture is very close to the text, so it is of the tight feature behind the text. It is very interesting that you can use it. As you can see, it is used as a watermark in the picture, in the document. This picture we can use it, you can make it big, you can make it small. Okay, and this will be here as a watermark in your document, right? Of course you can turn this like this. Okay, and you can shift it anywhere, you can make it big, large, as I show you. Okay, now let's do the another option of text wrapping is in front of the text. Now you see it actually came on the top of the text. This picture, it is hiding the text, but this feature is only used for this purpose only. Okay, and the next is top and bottom. You can see, you can go for this option and through, right? You can use it like this. As you can see, this feature is actually used in most of the books. You must have noticed this feature is when a diagram is shown here in the books, you can very easily notice that this kind of setting is used in the book pages, like in any kind of like photosynthesis, how it is happening, like a computer picture or any other picture, any other scientist inventor picture, so they use it like this way. Okay, so the text is also available and the picture as well, so this feature is very helpful, as you can see. So this is the text wrapping feature in a Word document. And one more feature is there, that drop cap option. So what is that drop cap option? Let's see here. Suppose I have selected this, the first letter. Okay, now go to the which tab, go to the insert tab, and here is a drop cap option. Let's see here, two types of drop cap, dropped and in margin. As you can see, the first letter is actually in a drop style way it is showing here, and in margin you can see it is left the margin equally from the left side where the selected letter is showing, covering the margin. So this is the difference of drop cap. Now friends, we will understand the inserting object. Okay, we can insert the object means that we can insert a particular different application file like MS Excel, PowerPoint. So let's see here how we can insert that. Okay, so for that we have to click on the insert tab, which is already clicked here, and insert tab you will see the object feature in the text group. Okay, go to the insert tab. In the text group you will see a object option. When you click this, right, two tabs are there: create new, create from file. Yes, you can create it a particular Excel sheet here as well. Like if I go for the Excel sheet, suppose if you have some work in Word, in terms of you want to use the Excel feature in MS Word, so this way you can use it. The particular Excel format will be opened here in MS Word itself, and you can use it very easily, right? So this is the use of Excel feature in MS Word, right friends? It is very very good. Now let's insert a particular object from already created a file. Okay, so you can browse it. Where is your file is located? Go to the browse option. Okay, now go to the pictures. I have saved this file here for easy to get. Okay, and this is the result file, and we can insert it and click on, as you can see the path is showing here, click on OK. Now the file is available here in MS Word. Okay, so the same formatting what it has in MS Excel, it will be applied here only. As you can see, the same formatting is here, nothing is changed. Okay, and you can obviously adjust it like this. Okay, you can adjust it like it, so it will be fitting in the document. Okay, and you can have this feature. Okay, so this is the way you can insert a particular file in a Word document. Now we will see in this lesson that how to insert shapes, symbols and some special characters. For inserting, for every inserting that we have to go to the insert tab. Every object, what a picture, so all that insert objects we will get in the insert tab. Go click on the insert tab. Okay, and here you see in the illustrations group shapes. Click on this and you can see a different kind of shapes ready is here. You can bring it and you can draw it. Okay, you can change the color of that particular shape, right? Shape fill option is here. Very unique settings are there. Okay, let's insert some more shapes like this. Okay, you can use it in your document, in your project work, in your any kind of science file, math diagrams. You can use these shapes and make your diagram, make your file very presentable. Okay, you can not only insert the shapes, you can not only fill the colors, but you can write as well. You can insert the text by right click. Let me show you again. Select the particular shape, just right click. Okay, and here you can right click and add text. So this way it will work here. Suppose this one, insert it, add text. So you can add the text in the shape, right? And different settings are here, like in effect you can use some shadow effects are here, right? This way you can use this way, Let's take one more shape. Which one? Let's take any shape like this one. Okay, add text, and of course you can have the color for this, a different kind of colors. Okay, so this way you can insert the shapes and you can use it in your file, in your presentation. Okay, you can definitely use some symbols as well, right? So for inserting the symbol, again go to the insert tab. Here is the symbols group. This is the symbol icon and click on the more symbol. So very unique and a very different kind of symbol, which I also don't know what is the use of that symbol. Like this, you can have it in your right, like this, where your cursor is blinking you will get that symbol there only. Okay, now again let's have it one more symbol here, like this one. Okay, this is inserted here. Suppose let's go for another symbol like this one, as you can see. Okay, so one time only one symbol can be inserted, so you can use it in your document. So this is the use of inserting symbols and shapes in the document, right? So you try it, you practice it as much as you can, and you will learn it. So this is the all about part 2, that I have promised you that all the chapter I have covered in this part 2 of the unit 2, right? So now it is your turn to practice all this what I taught you here. Now we will meet in the next class. Till then, take care of yourself, friends, and stay safe.